Odysseus faces all sorts of dangers in the Odyssey, but maybe none of them so imperil his journey as temptation. Maybe the three best examples are Circe, the Sirens, famously, and Calypso. You see, Circe offers Odysseus this kind of life of ease, where he doesn't really have to worry about much. He's just kind of prattling around and enjoying himself, he and his men both. And that's a sort of temptation. Now, it's not a direct in-your-face temptation, but it's a temptation that might prevent Odysseus from being who he is, from returning home to Ithaca and being king. Similarly, the Sirens tempt Odysseus, but their temptation is different from Circe's. See, the Sirens tempt Odysseus with knowledge. A knowledge so powerful, so strong, that he has to have his men tie him to a mast and place plugs in their ears so that they can't hear the siren's song, so that Odysseus will be able to hear the siren's song, but be unable to bring himself to them. And Odysseus clearly recognizes this temptation to knowledge because he listens to Circe, who advises him to tie himself to the mast, because he knows that when the knowledge offered by the sirens is sung to him, he wouldn't have the willpower to stop. And so he guards himself from that temptation while he moves through the waters. And perhaps one of the most dangerous temptations of all is immortality. Calypso offers to make Odysseus immortal, for him to live with her forever. And that kind of immortality is something that would bend the will of a lot of people, but not Odysseus. Because Odysseus knew who he was. Odysseus knew his identity, knew his telos, knew his end. But one of the most fascinating parts of temptation in the Odyssey is it's not on its face evil. Immortality seems like a good. Knowledge seems like a good. A life of ease and pleasure seems like a good. But in this case, it's not. See, Odysseus, if he were to engage in those temptations, he would cease to be who he is. He would lose his identity. He would no longer be the true king of Ithaca. He would no longer be Odysseus, and he knows who he is. His telos is such that, his identity, as mentioned in a prior video, is such that he must reach Ithaca. He must go home to his wife Penelope and his son Telemachus. And Odysseus' temptations are not unlike the temptations we face as normal modern people. Immortality, or just living longer, lives of ease and pleasure, knowledge at our fingertips. And it's those temptations that seek to prevent Odysseus from being who he is, from being truly human, from taking on his divine identity. They also can prevent us from that same exact thing. They can prevent us from being who we were meant to be. They can prevent us from being truly, fully human. And it's a great warning, because temptation doesn't always come clad in black. Sometimes it comes as an angel of light. And it is those things that can be so deceptive to us. And this theme of temptation is one of the reasons I think the Odyssey is a very enduring book. It's a deeply human experience that everyone has. And the thing that keeps Odysseus going, the thing that keeps him on the right path, is his knowledge of his telos, his end, who he is, his identity, the rightful king of Ithaca, the husband of Penelope, the father of Telemachus. If you lose sight of your creator, if you lose sight of your family, if you lose sight of your purpose, temptation will overrun you. It's this all-encompassing, true knowledge of his divinely given purpose, his identity, who he is, that allows Odysseus to continue moving forward through whatever trials he faces. And that's an enduring message from the Odyssey.